Hello, Hawk here. Can a hard drive be sexy? I'm not sure, but I think this one might be. Check out this slick new Atom SSD solid-state drive by Glyph. It's tight, it's compact, it's bus-powered. It features fanless heat dissipation, so it's dead quiet. I don't know about you guys, but I can't stand hard drive fans in my studio. Ugh, what a noise. It comes in 4 different colors: black, gray, gold, and silver. The gold color is pretty slick, but I've got the black one here today. It's got a very nice protective rubber casing that's also removable. Check that out. It's pretty easy to get on and off. Voila. It uses the latest USB-C 3.1 connector for screaming fast speeds up to 480 megabytes per second. And it ships with its own USB cable that you should definitely use to ensure the fastest performance speeds possible. A really nice design feature also is that the USB connection on the drive, it's reversible. That means that you can plug it in this way, turn the cable around, plug it in this way. How cool is that? And there is an activity LED right here, so you can see that the drive is working. You know, it's touches like this that clearly demonstrate Glyph's attention to the details. Obviously, it's a great looking device. Let's see how it performs. To test this little baby, I plugged it into a MacBook Pro dual-core 2.87 GHz i7 laptop with USB connections. Of course, USB 3 devices are backwards compatible, but for the best performance, you'll want to use a computer with USB 3 connections. Otherwise, you're putting a cap on the drive's performance by using a slower USB connection. I didn't want to do this. My DAW of choice for this test is Pro Tools because it has a handy disk usage meter. Pay special attention to the disk usage percentage as I run these tests. Basically, I'm going to increase the playback track count with each subsequent pass until I get a fail. Also, I'm setting the playback engine's hardware buffer size to 256 samples. This is a pretty conservative setting that will work well with most audio interfaces. Here we go. No problem playing back 24 tracks of audio. The disk usage meter isn't even registering. At 48 tracks, we're getting a very tiny 1% spike. At 96 tracks, we're up to a very reasonable 5% spike in disk usage. Playing 192 tracks, we're up to a 12% spike, but no hiccups at all. Everything is smooth sailing. Last but not least, we'll take it to Pro Tools' maximum track count, 255 simultaneous tracks of audio. How about that? It's still playing without a problem, and we're only seeing a 12% spike. Very impressive. I think 255 tracks of audio should be enough for most projects, don't you think? Now, just for the sake of comparison, let's test how many tracks we can play simultaneously on a consumer level, like $70 Seagate spinning hard drive. Okay, here we go. It's hanging in just fine at 24 tracks. It's also playing 48 tracks without a problem. Let's try 96 tracks. Wow, look at that, over a 60% spike on the disk usage. Personally, I start getting really worried when I see spikes over 50%. But let's push on. How about 112 tracks? Ouch, we're getting a spike of over 80%. Danger, Will Robinson, danger. And at 152 tracks, we have a complete fail. Realistically, if I were using this drive on a session, I wouldn't feel comfortable pushing it much past 48 tracks. Well, there you go. It's pretty clear that if you need a seriously robust drive for your audio and video projects, that the Atom SSD is a great choice. Prices for this little baby start at $159.95 for the 275 gigabyte model, which is what I've got here. There are also 525 gigabyte and 1 terabyte models available. If you need a bigger, faster drive, there's also an Atom RAID SSD line that starts at $459.95 and comes in 1 terabyte and 2 terabyte sizes. Each Atom RAID SSD contains 2 solid-state drives and boasts speeds of up to 800 megabytes per second, which is pretty darn impressive. And of course, all the Glyph drives come with Glyph's awesome 3-year comprehensive hardware coverage and lifetime phone and email support. Sure, a consumer drive like the $70 Seagate spinning hard drive is much less expensive, but it's your projects we're talking about. Do you really feel confident putting them on such a subpar storage device? I think such inexpensive devices are fine for backing up your projects. But when it comes time to working, recording, editing, and mixing, I'm sticking to a pro drive like the Glyph. The Atom SSD takes this level of dependability and speed to the next evolution. I'm really liking this. Thanks, Glyph.